I'm good friends with Archetypal with Avitas and Vartan, and they travel the world doing that shit. They're not gonna call me for end grain mosaic. They're gonna call those guys,
Yeah.
whether I can do it or not.
And it's like, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. My buddy David, that's in Sacramento, California, man, he's probably got $1 million worth of equipment where he's milling wood and cutting wood, and, turning lumber into tongue and groove, whether it's whatever you want, 3/8 thick, 3/4 inch thick, 1/2 inch, and I mean, and he does a lot of patterns and pre-finished stuff, and in the shop, and ships it out and shit. And now he's like 76 or something, and he's wondering how he can get rid of all that friggin' equipment. And he's done okay, but he's always, had to be in the shop and work. It's like it's him that I went to Mexico City with, 2 different times, and he tried to get me to go to Kuwait, and the wife was like, "You ain't going to Kuwait." I didn't want you going to Mexico City. I know your ass ain't going to Kuwait.
Oh man.
Yeah, but and it's up to every one of you guys what kind of business you run. And all this is I'm recording this right now, hopefully. But man, I'm not in it to be in the magazines. I ain't in it to do on the covers. I'm in it for money.
That's it.
Simple. I'm in it for freaking money. And like Chris, I wish Chris would join us. He was like, "Oh man, I want to be the number one. I want to be this and that." And I'm like, "Dude, I want to be number 6. I don't give it 7, 8, 9, and 10. They can all have that shit. Let them sit there and spend 3 days on a job that should take a half a day, and they get to walk away and pat themselves on the back and tell the wife, "Yeah, we'll have to buy that next week because we don't got no money." I am not about that. But if someone is, that's fine, man. It's like, and that's what this whole thing is about: is checking your numbers, knowing your numbers, all of that stuff. And anyway, I don't know. So I think everybody here kind of knows everybody except for Gabe. Gabe just came on. And did you guys see that welcome video that Gabe did?
Yeah, it was nice.
Appreciate it.
He did a whole bunch of like little takes, and we I sent it to my guys, and we went back and forth, and we kind of put it together to where it was. But man, he really touched on all of the main points that in the little script that I give to you guys. And I told him, I said, "Man, the only thing that could have been better is like Anthony, his original welcome video. He was sitting in the yard with his 2 dogs beside of him and introducing the dogs. And I'm telling you, man, if Anthony got 10 phone calls, 8 of the people asked about his dogs. It was crazy. But they probably care more about his dogs. I think homeowners, just everybody, right? They care more about the pets than they do their kids, because the pets don't talk back. The pets don't cost as much money. The pets don't let you down. The pets. I mean, I could go on and on and on because but I mean, I was real happy with the video, the way his video turned out. He made it vertical. I'd rather have it be horizontal, but I told the guys, "Hey man, take his logo and put it on both sides, just to fill in the screen." And I think that turned out really good. So Gabe has been doing, I guess he's been in somewhat construction since '95, but most of it's been cleaning carpets and stuff, right, Gabe?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't think it was 95, but I did the numbers, and yeah, that's been a little while. So
yeah, man, none of us want to admit that shit. But man, so I'm gonna pick on a couple of you guys today, and don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't get your feelings hurt. If I didn't love you guys or care about you, you wouldn't even be on this fucking phone call. So the shit that I say that is going to come across negative, don't take it that way. But starting out, if Gabe stays on the track that he's on, he's probably going to outdo all of you guys. One, because he doesn't do the work anymore. For whatever reason, he's getting into the hardwood floor refinishing and repair and installation part of it, and he doesn't have a clue how to even do it. he's reliant on hiring out subs, and he will eventually learn it because he'll be there watching the subs do it. It's always been a catch-22 for me because I've worked with so many guys up close who have graduated from huge universities with a master's degree, and then they set out with all their knowledge what business they want to open up. And I know 3 different people that have went into the wood flooring industry and not know a clue about it, and they all do extremely well. And I've always told myself it's better to know how to do all the work, and maybe I had to say that because from where I started with. And but here comes the catch-22, because I do know how to run the sander, because I do know how to do the installation. At one time, no one was faster at the installation than I was. And then I know how to make all the cuts and the this and the figuring it out. I can do shit like blindfolded. So when people didn't show up, or when I get pissed off at somebody or they say something, I was really way too quick to fire in their ass. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm doing it myself, blah, 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 blah. And then by the end of the day, you're like, shit, man, I should have bit my tongue. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And the next day you're calling him back going, all right, man, cool, let's work this out. Let's do this. And if you don't know how to do this shit, you can't do that. You can't go off, you can't fly off the handle and fire the dude because he's the one doing the damn work. So you really do have to bite your tongue and come at it and learn management skills a lot quicker. And that's kind of what they teach you in the university. At the same time, is I did a job come across the desk, be a real nice, easy job. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna do that one myself and just take a help over there with, because I want to put all that money in my pocket. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm telling you, man, when you're on the job site working, you're not doing the business, and that's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And
yes,
so it's and I don't really know what the real answer is. I just know that the guys who don't do the fucking work and all they do is the business, and they show up and they pat the dude on the back, man, I really appreciate you being here, man. This damn thing looks really good. Tell me, explain it to me. Oh yeah. And then you start learning some stuff, and you're showing up, and you're second guessing it, or you're going, man, that is nice. Maybe let's do like this because the homeowners already came out to me, and like so you become the pickiest client. So you pick out all the shit later, like in the beginning, so that the homeowner isn't going to see it and have them go back. And no, I'm telling you, man, no labor dude wants you to pick his shit apart. That's just a real quick, easy way to piss him off. So you got to learn how to go across and come at it from a side angle, so that you're not, butting heads with them. It's like, man, well, can we do it this way? I don't even know. You're the one doing it. I wish I knew how to do what you're doing, bro. It's like, but let's play it out and think about it, and like all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you the guys who do the work, man, you almost gotta baby them. And I was never good at that. I'm telling you. Me neither. Learn from my mistakes. But you do, man. You got to spend more time doing the work, or doing the business, and let other people do the work, and then learning how to really, and don't do it in a fake way, but just let them. I mean, I'm telling you, we do things for 2 really reasons. It's one, we're all doing this shit to make money first and foremost, but being appreciative, having someone appreciate you and doing the work and knowing how hard you work goes a lot further than the money, because you can run out of how much money you can pay them, or there can be sometimes when you can't pay them as much as you wish you could, but when they know that you genuinely appreciate them, that goes a long way. The company that I'm helping my daughter build right now, she's learning how to do all the machines. She's learning how to do the edger, the buffer, the sander, the saws, and the nail guns, and on your knees spreading glue and stuff. Not that she's going to do it, but the more she does do it, the more she understands how hard these guys really work. So she really appreciates the fact that they're doing it. And that's what I really wanted to instill in her. Make sense?
Yes.
Somebody's got some beautiful birds in the background.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
It sounds like a damn Disney movie. And no, you don't have to. You don't have to mute it. Hey, man. So I want to have this meeting. I'm I was thinking we were going to have it every other week, but if we have to have it every week, we got to have it every week. But you guys were writing down the numbers. How you feel about the numbers that you guys were writing down? We'll start with JB, and we'll go Doug, Ryan, Fat Tony, and then Gabe.
I mean, I'm comfortable with mine. Right now, I'm able to live on an extreme minimum, just because my wife makes good money, and, I'm able to put most of it back into the company. But I'm very fortunate for that right now. But all that money's, I'd love to spend it. Lord, don't get me wrong, but to go to the right place, we got to put it back in the company,
Yeah.
So.
And I think Doug is Doug's in a really, really good position, and he hates hearing that shit. And he may not be in that good position all the time because he's hopefully moving pretty soon or getting a second location and spending half the time in Tennessee and the other half of the time in New Jersey. But Doug's biggest challenge, like all of us, is staying consistent and being paid amount of money to where he's not frustrated going to do the work or having enough money coming in to pay a sub to do it. Right, Doug? How you feel?
Yeah, I mean that's the issue is being able to pay a sub to do it. I mean, because again, like 100, I could do 100,000 in the summertime just doing the gymnasiums by myself.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a crutch that I have because I shouldn't be doing that shit. I should take 30 grand and pay somebody to do the rest.
Yeah.
But with the subs, it's just a difficult market out here to get $6 a foot, and to really do a good job and make a little bit of money, you need that at least that $6.
Yeah.
And
hey, Doug, what's that guy that ABC Flooring or whatever?
AZ.
What's he charging? $1.50, right?
He was doing $1.50, and he was subbing it out. He was subbing everything out. Yeah. What he would do, how he did his, he would pay 70% of the job to a sub, so it would come out to like 90 cents or $1.10. I forget what it was, but I mean, shit, man, people are doing it for $1.10, 90 cents, 95 cents.
That is mind-boggling.
And that's sanding and refinishing. That's not buffing and coating.
That's sanding it down to the raw wood and putting. And he's got. I mean, he's covering a big area. He may even have 2 locations. And he's got a really decent website. He's got all the fucking reviews. You can be in all these Facebook groups that you want and have these guys talk shit about it, but the dude is doing it and evidently making money at it and probably doesn't leave his house. He's just.
But I tell you what, there's another guy out of New Jersey. He's pretty big. His company's name is Floor Experts. He makes $200. This is the word, right? He makes $200 to $300 per guy. He charges $1.30 a square foot sand and refinish. But he puts 20 to 40 guys out there a day, so he's making decent money. I mean, his overhead's got to be like, if one job fails, that's a hell of a hit, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't make enough profit to be able to cover that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they're out there. That's what they're doing. That $200-$300, and he pays the guys well. So he's able to keep guys because he pays them $350 a day, and he charges $1.30 a square foot. So it's tough. It's tough to compete with that.
Yeah, so if you got 20, 30 guys, if you got 20 guys in the field, and you're paying them $300 or $400 a day, and you're getting $50 on each guy. So do that math. 50 times 20, or 50 times 30, or 50 times 40 guys in the thing. And they're busting their ass because they want to keep that job, and they know what he's charging, and he's being honest with them, and he's saying, "Hey, we got to, let's put it out there. It's all a numbers game." And again, I'm not going to knock how anybody runs their business, as long as at the end of the day they're bringing home the profit that they need to bring home, that they've set the goal for themselves. I mean, because that's why we're having this meeting right now, because I'm looking at the numbers, and I just want to talk about it a little bit more. I'm telling you, there's like the biggest thing I would love for you guys to do over these next 90 days is to get yourself just a notebook like this and write down every penny that you spend. I mean, every penny that you spend. Write down the money that comes in. JB paint job, he paid me $2,300, and then you're writing down all of it. You're writing down paint thinner was this much, a cup of coffee from Starbucks was this much. I'm telling you, man, write down every, and you're going to be amazed by the end of the 90 days. You're going to be able to flip through your notebook and really realize what's going on. I'm working with someone here. I don't do it anymore, but especially in the karate studio and guys training and competing to get them in shape. It's like, for the first 10 days, I wouldn't change anything about their eating habits. I'd just say, hey, man, we're not going to change anything. I just want you to write everything down. Before you put it in your mouth, put it in the book. Just write down. And because they don't realize what they're eating, what they're drinking. And I don't want to change anything. I just want to, and so by the end of the 2 weeks, we go back and we look at the notebook together, and I say, hey, and by then they already know. By then they're like, God damn. I thought I was eating pretty healthy. I thought I was this. I thought I was that. But so the book doesn't lie. The pen and the paper does not lie. So I'm telling you and you guys writing that shit down for the next 90 days does not change my life any little bit. But it's going to change yours dramatically. It's going to change yours dramatically. You got to know every freaking number. Every freaking number. And I don't know, like Doug's talking about, going down towards Tennessee where there's a little bit more money to be made per job. So let's see what happens with that. Ryan, what's up?
So, I wasn't super happy with the numbers. Sitting down and having a look at them. I make good money, but looking at the bills, the money putting out, it's set me back a little bit. And household bills, I'm spending $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's a good chunk of change. But I'd have that living,
It is.
But I made some changes this week. I actually hired a whole crew. I haven't touched paintbrush in 3 years, probably like that. And so kind of like what I think you said it was Doug or Gabe, I can't remember. But anyway, hiring subs, hiring crew to do this stuff. And as a matter of fact, I left a crew about an hour ago, and they're killing it. And I'm trying to make that volume up.
Yeah,
I did that in the past. I used to do new construction. You couldn't make shit money if you did one house or two homes a week, but if you did 6, you made money. And it was a big numbers game. So I'm trying to change those numbers up.
Yeah. And that's what they like we just said with Doug, man. It's like if you're getting $50 per guy that you have in the field, and man, you've got 30 guys in the field, that's money. And all you're doing is paying someone to oversee them, maybe. But if you're paying them that much, you usually don't have to oversee them. And that's the biggest thing about knowing every penny, man, knowing where every penny goes. These guys that they get drafted and they go, whether it's NBA or the NFL or any of this stuff, the majority of them go belly up and bankrupt. You know why? They turn over their bank account. They turn over their money to someone else and just think that their accountant is handling everything of them. And you hear the stories over and over and over. Go, oh man, that dude ripped me off. It's like I thought he was handling everything and he was making investments and he was doing this. And you can't do that. That's what I'm telling you is you personally have to know all your numbers. You can hire an accountant, you can hire a bookkeeper, you can hire a CPA, you can do all that shit later on, but you have to know your own numbers and you have to keep an eye on them because when they screw up, they don't give a fuck. You go bankrupt, they go get another job at a different company doing the books. You see what I'm saying?
I told one of my, it was kind of like the difference between cash and a credit card. You have cash,
100%.
You got it in your hand and you got to send out every dollar. When you got that card, it's swipe, 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 and it's gone before you know it.
Me and JB just had that conversation a couple of days ago. Remember that, JB?
We sure did.
Right.
I said that's when you go to Vegas, they want to give you those chips because those chips don't seem like real money. And years ago, I used to say that. That's like years ago, I used to say, no, man, you buy everything with cash and keep your receipts because it's too easy to give them that card and just not even think about it. It's not real money. But now that's getting harder and harder to do. But so when you're writing it all down and you're looking at it at the end of the day, you got to realize where all the freaking money is going. And I got my notes over here, and it's not just how much money that comes in and how much money you spend. That's the beginning of it. But then you got to know your numbers, as in how much the material is. And again, if you're doing the same thing kind of over and over again, do you save money if you're buying in bulk? That kind of stuff. And you got to know that. You got to know your numbers, as in how many hours or how many days it's going to take me to accomplish this stuff. What can I do to get it done faster? So maybe I can charge less and get the jobs from someone and still make the same amount of profit. All of that. It's not going to happen overnight. We'll get a big chunk of it done within these next 3 months, but it ain't going to happen overnight. You need to know all of that shit. What brings in the most fucking money? What brings in the most profit? I mean, I don't know, if you're a female prostitute and you can give 20 blowjobs in an hour versus sleeping with some dude and where's the profit? Where's the profit? You've got to do what brings in the most amount of profit, and you can't be giving money away. Meaning, and I'm shooting this directly at you, Tony, Anthony, is JB and Ryan. So if all you did was paint and you're getting phone calls all day long going, hey man, I need the drywall repaired. And you're like, yeah, we don't do that. But if the drywall gets repaired, it's probably going to need to be painted. And you keep turning those jobs away. Someone else is doing the drywall repair, and then they're doing the painting. And you don't need to be saying, hey, well, as soon as you get the drywall repaired, go ahead and call me up and I can do the painting. I mean, look how much money you'd lose on the table. You see what I'm saying?
Well, 6 months ago, I started a stucco company. I got stucco and painting because stucco goes hand in hand with painting.
It does, man. And Florida and California does a shitload of stucco. I mean, like probably 80-90% of everything out here is stucco. Because in North Carolina, where I grew up, it was a lot of brick. Now it seems like everything is stucco. But if you're getting phone calls for stucco and you don't do stucco, what are you doing? Losing money, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you gotta, and that's what I've been pushing Anthony because he gets so many freaking phone calls for hardwood floor repair, hardwood floor installation. Not a lot about the installation, but definitely the hardwood repair and the hardwood refinishing. Sanding. Yeah, and man, just losing money to where now he's starting to talk to a couple of guys because I mean, if you look at Anthony's numbers, he's doing a lot of carpet repair. Not too much carpet cleaning because he got away from that, but most of it's carpet repair and carpet stretching and shit. But the carpet repairs, when we look at his numbers, they're bringing in like average $300 versus just a clean and screen and coat, meaning lightly sanding and coating the floor, the hardwood floor. That project is bringing in over $1,500. I mean, so which one do you want to do? And the carpet repair, I mean, you got to go from house to house to house to house to house, all over the fucking neighborhood, driving here, there, and everywhere, trying to do enough of those to get to that $1,500 mark where you could just do a half a day and be done. Now, if you turn that clean, that light sanding and new coat of finish, if you turn that into a refinish, now it goes from $1,500 a job to like $2,500 a job. So you're going, shit. Let's do a lot more of these. And again, I'm not going to tell. It's like you know where you're at and you know where the money is. And if people are calling you up and asking you to do that, and you don't do it, you better find someone who does do it. You're just losing money. I mean, and you're throwing it away. And Anthony, tell us about. I mean, because Anthony's numbers for me are outrageous. Meaning. And I don't know. And it's like, I want him to write down every penny. Because here's the deal. In 1997, I had enough. God damn, I had enough. Working no bullshit, 80 hours a week minimum. And just like Ryan just said, I got money coming in galore. And I'm always fucking getting overdraft fees because the check is bouncing. And I'm calling up and I'm like, God damn, I thought I had money in it. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. But I didn't track any of my money. The checks just came in. I'm writing checks. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm taking guys to lunch and boom. And I'm fucking broke. I'm not always having to fucking call up and make payment arrangements with the phone and call up and make payment arrangements with the yellow pages because you had to pay that ad no matter what. and I kept reading these books. I'm like, I got to get this accounting thing. I got to get this money. I got to get this money thing under control. There's no way I can work this much and make this much money and be this fucking broke. To where in '97 I just had enough. I had enough, man. Where it's like, look, man, either shoot yourself in the head or do something fucking different, because you can't keep living like this. To where I finally got the notebook, like I'm telling you guys. The wife, I said, that's it. No more money leaves this fucking house. No more fucking money leaves this house. And she goes, what do you mean? I'm like, you'll see. And so so I don't spend any fucking money, to where no money, except for like if I have to go and buy some materials, I'm barely scratching out that check to get the materials. That's it, because I know where I need those materials to finish the job so I can get this money. But then I'm writing the rent check late. Well, I didn't even own a house back then. I'm writing the phone bill and all the electricity. I'm writing all that shit late, because there ain't no money going anywhere. I'm starting to save money, but I just put a squelch on everything. And in my notes, I had wanted to ask all of you guys as quickly as you can. As soon as you hear the question, answer it. How many of you guys have at least 50 grand in your savings account? 25 grand. 10 grand. So the goal is 100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different accounts. You've got the business account, which you want to have, 50 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand in your business account, because like I said, it's not your money. It belongs to the company. It belongs to the company. If you Google companies like Jersey Mike's or McDonald's or any major company, just Google how much cash do they have on hand, and you'll see it millions and millions of dollars. Because and you'll hear people go, well, they've got enough money, cash on hand, to get through the hard time, to get through this. It's not the owner of the company. The company has cash on hand. They've always got cash on hand. So your company is going to have cash on hand. That's how you build it. It's not your money. The company has all this fucking money, and the company pays the bills. And then once you paying yourself a salary, and right now I'm telling you, for these first 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, you pay yourself the least amount of money you can. But even though you're paying yourself the least amount you can, you're still putting 5% away in a savings. So eventually you're going to have the company savings, and then you got your own savings for whatever it is. Vacations that you plan on taking, something you want to save up and buy. What's the dude that, he's the money dude, has a radio show. What the hell's his name? Dave Ramsey. I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey, but it's true, man. It's like everything I'm telling you right now is the first thing he'll tell you. It's like, man, you get $1,000, you do whatever you got to do to get $1,000 in the savings account, $5,000 in the savings account. Go through stop spending any money. Go through the garage, sell whatever the hell you're not using. Put that, but you got to get that little savings account, and then keep adding to that savings account. He doesn't do the credit, and I'm telling you, you're only as good as your credit is, and you have to buy credit, meaning you have to buy shit, you have to pay the interest, all of that stuff. I just want it tracked. We need to start setting those goals in the savings account. And then, like, I don't know, like Anthony, tell us about your numbers, bro. Anthony don't even know the numbers. He had to go to the wife and ask her.
Yeah, I was very disappointed, how much we're just basically breaking even. And it was an eye-opener, that's for sure. And I realized, I've been fighting you about doing, taking on the other work, where I didn't want to go that way because I wanted to do the work myself, and I didn't do that. So I realize now I'm turning down probably 15 grand a month of work just already handed to me. And it's right there. I'd be ahead of the game if I would just stop being stubborn and just find the right people to do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I mean, I'm on fire. I'm ready to go. So
and not just Anthony, but with every one of you guys is I looked at Anthony's numbers, and there's some $200 a month payments, $250 a month payment. There's some payments that I don't even understand what they are. And if I'm you, Anthony, I'm going back and I'm asking anybody I give $1 to, I'm asking them, what's this $1 for? What am I getting for this $1? Do I need that? Yeah, you need this. How come I need this? What happens if I don't do this? Oh, okay, yeah, well, I'm going to take that chance. I don't need that right now. Right now, I need to feed the bank account. I need to get this savings account up, because I'm telling you, man, when you borrow money to make payments, it ain't no fucking fun. It ain't no fucking fun. JB said, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
When you're behind the 8 ball and like you take jobs you don't want to take, you deal with clients you don't want to deal with, you lower your price because you need the fucking money. Halfway through the job, you start second guessing everything, and now you're fucking pissed off at the homeowner, and the homeowner didn't do it. Homeowner drew your ass down, and you said okay. and good on the homeowner, because that's what the homeowner is supposed to do, is try to get it done as best they can for the least amount of money as they can. And you're the one who said okay because you needed the fucking money. And now halfway through, you're trying to cut corners because you know you're losing your ass, or you're not making as much profit as you wanted to. So now you're cutting corners, and the homeowner is like looking at shit going, hey, well, this ain't right. And now they don't want to pay. And now you're even more fucking mad. You're like, God damn, I needed every one of those dollars because I'm so broke. And now you're trying to hold. Look, man, I've been there way too many times. None of you guys can come up with any kind of fucking scenarios that I haven't been through personally. And trust me, I don't want to go through them again. And I don't want you guys to go through them because they are not fun. I'm just amazed I'm still with the same woman because we fight a lot, or did, because of that shit. And and at the end of the day, man, it's me. It's fucking me. It's fucking me. It's like, and I can't blame that shit on the accountant. I can't blame it on this. I can't blame it on that. It's like, why didn't you look at it? How come you didn't know that? Why would you do this? It's like, how come you let that person do this? What can you do? It's like, no, man. It's like, I'm telling you. And again, we're all men, so most of it falls on our shoulders anyway. We're supposed to provide. We're supposed to take care. We're supposed to bring that meat home, throw it on the table. And when we're relying on someone else to bring the meat home, and we got nobody to blame but ourselves, 100%. And I really, really, really appreciate you guys for being here and doing what you're doing, because most men, most contractors, definitely most contractors, but most business owners don't want to look at these hard questions. They want to put their head in the sand. It's a lot fucking easier. And look, and the worse things get, the deeper they try to hide their head. Yeah. And it ain't ever going fucking away. The only time it goes away is when we man up, face it head on, and it feels like we're getting kicked in the nuts, feels like we're getting punched in the stomach, and we are. But that's the only way we can go, okay, God damn, that hurt. But you look at the numbers, you say, okay, what do I got to do different? What do I got to do fucking different? And look, man, I don't see any of you guys doing this, but I've worked with guys who end up having to go get a job. And I don't see any of you guys doing that. Everybody here is in a great position. And I had every one of you guys watch the Alex Hormozi video.
Fucking Hormozi Nation.
Yeah, man, to where he's telling you, no, here's what you do. And I'm like, God damn, I just told these dudes the same thing like 3 days ago on Sunday. But the way he explains it, you see what I'm saying? And the kid that he's talking to doesn't have anything to really fall back on. He's trying to learn something to make money. And to where every one of you guys are 1,000 miles ahead of whoever he was talking to, because every one of you guys have the potential of bringing in thousands of dollars a day, to where this kid is trying to make minimum fucking wage and save up. But when you look at what Alex was saying, and you do that same fucking thing, no one here is going to be renting a room with 4 other guys. I got that. But when you have that fucking mentality, that's how you get ahead real quick. And I don't know why I can't get this. Get Doug back on here.
I'm right here, man. I'm flipping the chicken.
No,
I'm
listening. I try to get Doug back in here. Years ago, shit, man, I don't know, 92, 94. I'm at a seminar with Zig Ziglar, and he's telling the story of some Asian family that had come over, and they, however they did it, they got a donut store, and they're living in the back room of the donut store, and they're saving every penny they're saving, and they have the money to where they could rent an apartment, but they don't. They stay there, and they keep saving money, and then they've got the money to where they could even buy a house, and they don't. And Zig's asking them, well, you had the money, man, how, it was like, was it comfortable living in that? And it's like, no, nobody wants to live in the back room of the fucking donut store. The wife, and they got 2 young kids. But he had even said, the owner said, he goes, man, we knew if we rented a house, it wouldn't have been that money. That money would have been every month. And now we're paying that much money every month to rent this house. It wouldn't even be the house. Now we're got to buy furniture to go in this fucking house. So that would have took even more money out of that savings account that we're trying to build, that nest. And not only that, but now we're going to be paying electricity and water and gas all at a separate location to where we've already got it right here. Yes, and it's in this one room and it ain't really like a home or anything, but they had a bigger plan. They had a bigger plan. Then they had the money to where they could have did all of that stuff, but they ended up buying and opening up a second location. And now they almost got like 2 rooms they could sleep in if they need to. But then they do it again. And now they ended up with like 3 locations before they ever bought the house. And when they did buy the house, they bought a nice house because now they got 3 locations bringing in a nice change, and they're appreciating everything. But granted, coming from where they came from, living in the back of that room was probably better than most of their friends back home in Vietnam or wherever the hell they came from. And we're not in that position. I mean, if you was born in America, you was born with a silver golden spoon in your mouth, plain and simple, 100%. And that's one reason Americans don't do as well as foreigners. The foreigners come over here hungry, like my buddy Les would say, they come over here hungry, wanting to do more. And they look at us like, you pussy ass motherfuckers. And then they take advantage of everything. So I'm not saying do all of that shit, but I'm just telling you, you got to know it, man. You got to, when you're laying there in bed at night, we're living better than 99% of the rest of the world. And it makes us soft. It makes us soft. And the shit that we're dealing with isn't what most people are dealing with. And you guys, I'm telling you, man, you guys have the ability to make as much money, honestly, as you want to make, as you're willing to put in the time. Like, the dude, Chris, should be on this fucking phone call. And he gave me money 2 months ago to do his website and all this other shit. And he hasn't followed through with any fucking thing. I can't make you guys do anything. I can't make you write down the fucking numbers. I can't make you come up with the numbers. I can't make you figure all that shit. None of that stuff. I can tell you what's going to work because it's worked over and over and over and over again. If you guys want to take advantage of it, and like JB said in this video, it's always 6 steps forward, 4 steps back. And when you take those four steps backwards, I'm here to tell you, and you can call me and text me and all this other shit, and I'm there to walk you through. All right, let's make those steps back up, and let's do 6 more steps forward. Am I right, JB?
Man, this is the hardest shit I've been through in a long, long time. Yes, it's right. I mean, I'm thankful that I've got the cabinet company as well, man, because if I didn't, Lord of mercy.
Yeah. And
beat up.
It's just over to Gabe. Gabe, how you feeling right now, brother?
I mean, I was feeling good till you had me write the numbers down.
Yeah, me too.
And so I'm using, with the wood floor stuff, I'm using strictly subs. And so on paper, it looked great. I paid a certain percentage, and on, like I said, on paper, everything looked fine. And then you asked me to start tracking receipts, and I need a better system, but I wanted paper receipts so I can look through them. So I'm just stacking them up on my dashboard for now, and they're just growing and growing. I'm just really surprised that I'm profitable, but it's really got me thinking that I need to watch every penny.
Yeah.
Well, what percentage are you paying your subs, Gabe?
It depends on the job, really. Yeah. So screen and recoats like 30%. It just depends on the size of the job.
And so, and those numbers you really figure out later on to where, like Doug was saying about the other guy, is the other guy's paying 70%, and he's trying to get 30% from 40 different dudes, and that 40% really adds up, real quick. And then out of all of that money from the 40 dudes, he's probably taking half of that and putting it all into marketing to keep those guys working. And that's what all of you guys are going to learn over the next 3 years. 3 years, damn, Brad, it's supposed to be a 90-day program. Yeah, man, 90 days is to get you. 90 days is just filling up the car to get you on your way, man.
Yeah.
But it is like that way, like the apps and shit that we have nowadays and the credit cards, they're a little bit easier to kind of look and maintain, but it just makes it too freaking easy to spend money. and then it's like and that's what I'm telling you is like, especially when you're the one doing the work, is the better you can become at it, the faster you can get it done. It's all about speed. It's all about speed and getting it done and getting it done with the least amount of callbacks and the least amount of problems, and making the client happy. Is where we're at. But Gabe has the so Gabe is still doing the he's got a couple of wood floor jobs coming up that we're going to really take advantage of when it comes to videos and stuff. But he does the carpet cleaning almost as a whole separate entity. It's kind of like you, JB, with the painting, and it just the painting kind of just runs itself and brings in, you know, $1,500, $2,500 a week without you even having to really do a whole lot. And what do you do with the carpet cleaning stuff, Gabe? Or you're still doing it, right? I'm not outspoken.
I am still doing it, yeah, and it is pretty much on autopilot. I've set those systems up already, and it's pretty much self-sufficient. I just book the jobs, let the technician run it, and go from there. So, like JB said, if it wasn't for that, you know, I'd be in trouble. But I really do think, you know, the main thing that'll help fix this is volume, kind of like Ryan said. Once we start pumping up volume, then we'll be looking pretty good.
Yeah, because you're in a really good area.
Yeah.
All of you guys are, except for Doug. Doug's in a tight area, but Chattanooga, Tennessee area where he wants to go is wide open. You know, and they're you know, homeowners are paying a little bit more down there, and it's because those East Coast or you know, the northern people are moving, you know, down that area, and they're bringing some money with them. So, and then two is like this is later on in the program, but I'm going to throw it out right now. Is like especially with the computer is, man, you guys have got to have the file folder for every client that you're doing. You know, we used to have the yellow file folder. That was my day. And I kind of still like it, but you need that file folder on the computer of every person you're dealing with, because unlike me, you guys are going to be in this for the next, who knows, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years. And when you go to sell the business or have someone take it over, man, everyone that you're working for now is someone you could work for next year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. And there's ways that we're going to stay in touch with them over time. When they call you back 3 years from now, you go back, you open up that file, and you're going to, you should remember everything about them in your file folder. And I don't want to get into it too much right now, but you're going to keep notes about them, like who they were, the kids' names, their kids' ages, and all that shit. So if JB called me up 5 years from now, because we did his floor, and I'm like, oh shit, JB, you got 4 kids, man. And I hopefully would have their names in there. And then it's like, man, what are they doing now? And JB going to be going, damn, this dude is on time. All because I put it up on the file. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit that we got to work to get. Because I mean, it starts with the numbers and figuring out how much you have to make so that you can sleep at night and be somewhat comfortable, and then how we're going to grow it where you really want to be. Because when we know that number is $3,000 a week, $4,000 a week, $5,000 a week, $10,000 a week, then we start breaking it down like a chess game. It's like, man, what? And that's what, like, some of you guys sent it to me. We're just going to refine it. I want you to be able to see it on the board at all times. I need to do this many stucco jobs, all of it, man. You break it down into like little formulas. What do I need to do? What's going to bring in the most amount of profit? Okay, that's where I want to spend my marketing money on exterior jobs or cabinet jobs or refinishing jobs or whatever it is. But then you have all these little other things that you could do, like that's going to bring in money also, and it's tied into the marketing to where when people are calling, you're definitely not saying no to it. It's like, well, okay, man, well, shit, if I can get 4 of those little jobs, I don't need just one big job. But if I do 4 of these little jobs and get 2 of those big jobs, then I'm really bringing it in. So all of that shit, man, I want it on the board. When it comes to that, I'm not a fan of the apps. I'm not a fan of the CRMs and that shit. I want it on the wall, on my board. So right now I'm looking across at my board. That's why I'm saying that is I want to be able to glance up there and see what I got next week, the week after that, every 3 weeks. Man, I need these, I need that, and just start filling them in. let's keep 3 crews doing nothing but stucco. Let's keep 3 crews doing nothing but this. Let's try to get 2 crews busy sanding and refinishing 1,500 square feet every week. So if you got 3 crews doing 1,500 square feet every week, man, now you got something. And one sales guy can keep 3 crews busy. All of that stuff you need. In the beginning, you'll be the sales guy. You'll be the project manager, dude. And you should always have an office manager, period. That's the first person you hire, office manager. She answers the phone. She does most of the sales, pre-qualification type of shit. Because your videos and stuff online do all the time. But she answers the phone. She makes that relationship. They fall in love with her and your company. And then you're going to hire a project manager who does what you're doing right now. Your job as a business owner is to replace yourself as quickly as you can so you can move up the ladder and start doing more of whatever it is. You got one sales guy trying to keep 2 or 3 crews busy and overlooking and project manager picking up materials, all of that stuff between now and the next 90 days. We're going to have it written down into systems. So that's it for today. I just can't beat you up enough to know those numbers. Every aspect of the number, how long it takes to do something, what you're paying out to the subs, and the subs. I like the subs only because it's a flat fee. You know what you're paying them. If they screw it up, you don't want them to screw it up because it looks bad on you. But at the same time, it's not coming out of your pocket to fix it.
Workman's comp, you're not paying any stuff, man.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah. But there's money in having employees.
Sure.
I train the guys. They're doing it my way, and they're moving up the ladder. So as they're moving up the ladder, I'm making a lot of money off of them. And they're hopefully they're like, and if you show them the bigger picture, they're super appreciative. And it's like, so you're making money as they're growing up, and then they get to that point to where now I'm paying them as a sub. But then at the same time, I'm bringing in new people and trying to train them. It just depends on what you want.
So that was my question with you, Brian. Like, you like the employees better than the subs, right?
I make more money with 3 employees.
Yeah.
But God damn, it's when you got a couple of good subs and you can just give them the address, man. They show up professional and they show up looking good and they got your shirt on.
And you know exactly what number you're gonna make on the subs. Like, there's no
100%. Yeah. I know it's going to be less than the employees. But that's okay, man. If you can keep 3 subs busy versus 2 crews that you're paying hourly, because the headache, you're going to have headaches no matter what, period. I mean, if I told you guys, I mean, it's in all my fucking videos, but when I was paid that $99 years ago for my first business book on how to run a karate studio, that was a lot of fucking money to me. A lot. I mean, I probably had to borrow the $99. And it was wrapped in cellophane. It was wrapped in plastic. I couldn't even flip through the damn thing. And the first page was like, you're going to all, and it was written in this Korean language, man. It's like, you can imagine a Korean dude going, want problem, want business. You always have business, you always have problem. And man, I have never, that was worth the $99 fucking dollars. It was so true. And it has never not been true. It's always going to be problems. If you're running your own business, there are going to be problems. If you don't want the problems, go work for somebody. Clock out at the end of the day and go home. It's like, man, it kills me. So there's always going to be the problems, but the bigger the problems, like Anthony, from Sunshine says, is the bigger the problems you solve, the more you get paid. So
another question I have for the rest of you guys that have the subs, do you have them put your logos and stuff on the vans? They wear your shirts. How do you keep your business, relevant when they're doing the job?
And that was the thing Anthony sent me a big picture of. What did I say, Anthony?
Oh, talking to me? I thought, yes, sir.
Because he just said, because remember you sent me that picture of the
don't
dude
use
that
him.
wants to do some work for you, but he had 2 really nice fucking
Nice
vans all
yeah.
set up, all logoed out.
It's not the way I should go.
Yeah, so I told Anthony, I said, that's not how I would want it, but I'd rather send him to do a job and pay him $3 a square foot and charge the homeowner $6.50 a square foot or whatever the fuck the numbers come out to be, $2 a foot, and I'm charging $4.50 a foot, $4 a foot. Doesn't matter. I'd rather send him than not send anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not ideal. One of the guys I worked for years ago, they all had the magnets. You showed up in your Nissan Sentra, his magnet was on the side of your truck, on your car. You showed up in your Nissan truck, your Ford truck, whatever it was, he had those little magnets that you slapped on the door or on the tailgate. So you always showed up looking like you were driving his truck. And I didn't care. I just wanted to get fucking paid.
Yeah.
He always gave you the shirts. He'd give you a couple of the collared shirts, whatever. Start off with the T-shirts, and then when he found out you weren't going to be a flake and you were going to keep showing up, he'd give you some nicer shirts, that kind of thing. But I think we hired one several years ago, but and I went online, and he had a real nice truck also. And I was like, damn, Felipe, and say, hey man, I can't have you showing up with that. That's a nice truck. And he goes, no, I got this other car. When I'm working with people like you, we show up and there's nothing there. And I'm like, all right, whatever, as long as you're okay with that. Yeah. But in the beginning, I ain't turning away no money. And I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna tell JB, I say, oh man, yeah, that's Anthony from Good House Supply. And man, we've been working together a long time. One of the best dudes I know. I try to keep him busy. We've been working together forever. The homeowner doesn't care. The homeowner just wants a fucking job done.
Yeah.
And when they go to your website and they see your welcome video, when they see your video testimonials, when they see you educating them with all the content, they fall in love with you. And you're telling them someone's going to show up and get the cabinets done. Someone's going to show up and get the floors done. Someone's going to show up and get the roofing done. No, I don't want them showing up in a van with all their logos and shit promoting their business. But I ain't going to walk away from $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. I'm just going to try to find someone to replace that motherfucker as quickly as I can.
Quick, yeah.
With me?
Gotcha.
I've told Doug and Anthony both. Like, I mean, get the fucking job. I'll fly out there and we'll do it together. I don't give a goddamn. Let's get going. Let's get this money coming in. Like Anthony's talking to a dude right now. And what's he going to charge you, Anthony, for sand stain and finish? He was like $275 or something, right?
$275 for
yeah. And so Anthony's meeting with a lady Wednesday, and Anthony was like, well, yeah, and I'll go in there and I'll charge her. I think he said $6 something, and
$650.
And at this point, shit, charge $2. Just get the goddamn job. Get dude over there, get it done. I mean, we're not going to charge $2 and lose money, but at the same time, I just want the fucking job, because when Anthony sees these people show up and he's watching them and he's doing video of them running the sander and running the edger and running this and that, and he's got these before and after pictures, and when he realizes, shit, this was a lot easier, he's going to be kicking himself in the ass going, God damn, I should have did this last year.
The problem I've always had is nobody can do it as good. That's a bad.
So that was my question, Anthony. Like at $275, what are they? Are they going to do dust containment? Are they using the products you're telling the homeowner that you're selling?
Yeah, 3 coats, water based, dust containment. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the guy sent him the videos. The guy sent him pictures. I looked at the videos.
Nice.
And he's supposed to meet with another guy. And I want Anthony meeting with 2 or 3 different guys every week. I want him to have a list of people to choose from.
Gotcha.
Dude, I probably turned down $50,000 since I've been working with you, Brian, and not doing this easily. Remember, I had those gymnasiums I turned down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've turned down a lot of work, man.
Where you at, Anthony?
And because Gabe's outside of Dallas, so Gabe's in like Fort Worth, somewhere around there. But,
good then.
And Gabe, you're paying your subs $275 a square foot, right?
I'm paying. They're getting $250.
They're getting $250, and you're buying all the material.
I'm buying the material, belts, plastic, tape, everything.
Urethane?
They're just doing all the work. Yeah.
Did you supply the urethane for that?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's a deal I'm getting.
Yeah, you're getting a really good deal.
He actually told me that if I buy the urethane, he'll do it for less. So we'll see.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, man. And that's what I'm telling you guys. It's so freaking important to know every fucking penny. You got to know, like, if you can buy Pro Coat or Loba or Bona, and you can buy it in bulk and get it really cheap, then you may want to tell the guy, hey man, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I'll buy the finish and let him do it for less money. Or you don't want to, as long as you know he's. And I kind of like buying the finish myself, but you like, and I don't know if Gabe knows this yet, right? But we need to know, like, and he'll know after a couple of jobs how much he's spending on finish and paper and plastic and tape. So he'll know that maybe he's paying those guys $250, so the whole job may be costing him $3 or $3.25 a square foot. But at the same time, how much you charging homeowners, Gabe?
Between $5.50 and I think the most I've charged so far is $6.
Yeah, so even at $5.50, if you're paying $3.50 out the door, that's $2 a square foot you're putting in your pocket, and then putting that money back into the business and into the marketing to keep that going. I mean, because shit, I don't know, you do 1,000 feet, and we can do 1,000 feet in almost a day, definitely a day and a half, 2 days at the most. But shit, that's $2,000 every 2 days that you could throw in your pocket.
Yeah, and that's just for showing up, selling the job, telling the guys they did a great job, and moving on to the next one.
Yeah,
Is that what do you do that, Gabe? Do you do that? Are you the one doing the estimate and going out there and then you just bring the sub in?
Yeah, I always show up first. I always do the measurements. I sell the job, and then when we're getting ready to start the job, I introduce the contract or the subs as a lead man. And just let them take it from there. But I try to always make it a point to at least show up once a day.
You show up the first day, in other words, introduce them and get them started, show them the job.
Yeah.
And Gabe, what you should be doing is you're there early in the morning. Remember how we talked about those videos? You're doing boom. Hey, happy homeowners, we're over here, blah, blah, blah. You're walking them around, boom. Show back up at lunchtime with some In-N-Out or some tacos or whatever, man. Feed the dudes, man. They appreciate fucking lunch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody fucking appreciates lunch.
Everybody loves tacos.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you,
You're in.
and I ain't gonna say my wife hates it, but she used to question it all the time. And I'm telling you, and I told her, I said, hey, you don't understand, because man, I'm telling you, when I was a kid growing up and someone showed up with lunch, God damn, I love that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so when I'm showing up with lunch and the guys are sitting around eating and stuff, I'm walking around with that video camera. Look how much we got. Hey, happy homeowners, look how much we got done today. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, man, there's Garrett. There's Gabe over there eating the burrito. Gabe, say hello. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Anthony, say hi, man. Boom. Damn, these dudes are kicking it, man. They're looking good. And they're all happy and boom, boom, boom. And those people are seeing those videos. They know it's not you. They got all of that stuff. And then, I like you to be there in the afternoon. Everything's cleaned up super good. You got a couple of videos showing how well you guys clean up. But eventually, you'll have the subs even making the videos to send you the video. Hey, man, send me a video at the end of the day. Let me know how much you guys got done. I need to boom, boom, boom. Shoot me that video, blah, blah, blah. And they'll see you making it. They'll start doing it for you. I got some dudes that can't even speak English doing videos. So it's but I'm telling you, it ain't rocket science, but it just really helps having someone like me kind of give you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1A, 1B, 1C, and hold you accountable. Because man, I'm telling you, at the end of 3 years, when you've done everything that we're talking about in these next 90 days, you're unstoppable. I mean, it's like, and it ain't going to take that long for you guys. It's just really fine tuning everything that we're talking about. Because Ryan could be the same way with his subs, man. You're showing up.
What is it that Ryan does? What do you do, Ryan?
I own a commercial and residential painting company. I have.
Okay, cool.
I got employees. I got subs. I also have a stucco crew. So I go around. Do is drive around all day. Like Gabe said, I meet the homeowners. I meet the contracts, write them up, submit them, do the bid, and get the jobs. And I show up every day, and I show food, Gatorades for the guys. Do my like Brian.
So you don't do the personal work at all. You have all subs.
Oh,
no, sometimes he does. Ryan's a painter. Ryan's a worker, man. Everybody on this thing is a worker. Every one of us is a worker.
JB also is a painter, right, JB?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a little paint company and a cabinet company, yeah.
Yes, sir. I heard you say that. Yes, sir. So it's me, Doug, and Gabe that are flooring guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chris was, but Chris ass ain't doing shit.
And I think it's amazing because, once I feel like once you start doing stuff like this, we had a customer hired us to sand the floors. While we were there, a painting like a inspector kind of estimator, I saw him leave the house, so I just asked her, "Are you guys taking bids for painting?" She said, "Yeah, I don't know shit about painting, but I sent a guy over there that does, and we got the bid. I made $6,000, just for putting the two together."
Right. It's great.
I'm telling you, and Gabe, that's just going to blow up. When the more of these videos that you guys make and the video testimonials and these content videos on how you help it, the homeowner falls in love with you. So if you say you know someone who can do the roof, they're going to trust you. You've already did the hardest thing in the world, and that is get the homeowner to trust you and give you money. 100%.
Yeah.
So when they got some, the biggest problem is like finding someone to do the work. They don't want to do that. They go to the Angie's List. They go to the Thumbtack. They go to and they're talking all the. They don't want to be at home watching 3 or 4 other guys come over there and listen to their bullshit. To where if they know someone like JB who says, "Hey man, I know someone that can cut your grass," it's like, "You trust him, JB? Yeah, then send the motherfucker over here. Because if you trust him, I trust him."
Yeah. That's how I got most of my screening coats, because I already did carpet repair and they love me.
I'm 100%.
Walking right over to Harvard, so I told them, "Hey, I do this too," Boom, I got the job.
Yeah. So once I finish this, I got a couple more programs with some other guys, and I do a program with some general contractors, and I want to start doing it. And me and JB talked about it last week. I'm definitely bringing Ryan in, but I want to start I want to start a couple of small groups, at the most 10 contractors. So I'll have 10 contractors that I'm working with that do nothing but painting, to do with painting, whether it's the stucco, the interior, the exterior. It's just painting contractors, and we just build a real tight niche. 10 contractors that we're always having conversations like this. Whether it may not be once a week, but it's definitely once a month, and then we'll get together once a year like these other guys that I do, and we'll really be honest with each other. And we can really help them grow their business, and then like JB and Ryan will be able to walk them through some stuff. All 10 is going to be helping each other. There's a lot of value in that. Maybe eventually I'll make some money at this shit. I don't know, but I do know like JB or Ryan could get a huge ass fucking hotel down there where they're.
You just got paid from me.
Yeah, pennies, man. That all 100% went to Google.
I appreciate everything you do, sir.
But if they got a big ass project, it'd be nice to have 6, 7 other contractors that they could call. Hey man, up in Raleigh, North Carolina, or over in somewhere, and like they show up with 5 or 6 dudes that we're always on these group calls.
We've done that with the flooring archetypal out of New York. They call it the community project. We actually won Floor of the Year, I think 2021, and it was people from all over the country, and that was his idea as well. Like, you get this group that can do the work, and then when one gets a job, like that, everybody can come knock it out. You don't have to worry about finding guys that can do the job.
Yeah.
Are you from New York, Doug?
I'm not. I'm close enough though. I'm in New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I want these to be business groups to where we can all kind of feed off of each other and see what each other's contract is and kind of make it better. See what the owner's manual is, and the sales presentation, and how we're training and how we're finding subs. I want all of that shit. So
that's good.
Like all business minded painting contractors. I'm gonna do one for flooring. All business minded flooring contractors, so we can all work together.
I could have used that this week, Brian. I literally did a government contract. We're doing for NASA up in Cape Canaveral, and big building, and they've got all this government paperwork. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? Like,
yep. Hey man, and I know that business well. I spoke to that group in 2003 to NASA. Went in as the motivational speaker.
Right.
But you can call Anthony, because Anthony's got a guy that all he does is government work.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, he actually played golf with us when we were up there in Idaho. And that was one of the reasons Anthony hired him, because he had that experience getting all the government contracts.
Yeah.
And Anthony's looking at hoping, to get in on some of that.
And you're that. I don't know if you're connected like I am, but man, it was on the application and stuff. And apparently that gets on top of the list.
Yep.
No, it's good money, man.
Yeah.
It is. We've looked at some stuff at NAS Pensacola over here before, and I just didn't have the nerve to do it when I was, younger. But yeah, it is, man. It's scary.
Very.
All right, then let's get out of here. Anything you want to ask or add before we get out of here? Yes, sir.
Fuck off and go do it.
When you talk about writing everything down, are you talking about personally and business, or just?
I'm talking about every penny.
Everything.
Every penny. I'm talking about every fucking penny.
So when I buy weed,
The $5 I gave to my daughter to go get Chick-fil-A, I'm writing that shit down.
That
I'm gonna
$50
see
eighth
every penny.
is yes, that $50 eighth and the smoking papers is included in that.
Look, man. I may not write it down as crack. It's gonna be written down.
What the hell?
Miscellaneous.
Somewhere shit's gonna be written down. It's gonna be the code, like when the IRS gets the mafia guys and that shit's written down in code. It may be written down, but it's gonna be written down.
That's right.
Because I'm telling you, man, it opens your eyes to how much money we spend.
Yeah.
It really does. And we'll realize that, damn it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm 100% already know that. She handed me that paper, my wife, because she does all the books. I'm like, we spend that much money a week?
Yeah.
Like, where'd that come from?
Yeah. And like I said, there were some numbers on your book that, like, I'm like, what the fuck is that for? I'm gonna ask, why am I giving you this money? What are you doing for this money? I'm giving you this money every month. What? How come? Can I get what? No. We need to we got to renegotiate that something. I'm telling you, man, when they're like, because if, and you're not going to do it, but if nowadays you almost can live in a house without paying rent for 6 months, but or longer. But man, if you didn't have any money going out except for, say, maybe $200 a week just to eat food, God damn, look how much money would go into that bank account and grow real quick with the money that you guys are bringing in. Every one of you guys. You know what I'm saying? The only reason that money is not in the bank, like, because you guys are bringing in $3, $4, $5, $6 grand a week. So I'm telling you, man, if you're doing $5 grand a week, 20 grand a month, 60 grand in 3 months, and I'm going to ask you where'd that money go, and your answer is I don't know.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Because every one of you guys are bringing in that kind of money almost.
Shame on all of not you guys. I don't know about you guys, but me. My wife's been telling me for years, you need to know the numbers. You need to know the numbers. I'm like, that's your job, and shame on me.
Yeah.
I've always concentrated on the work but it's eye-opening, man. It turned me around just in 1 week, in a few days. Yeah,
because Doug knows, like I know, is I used to look at shit as like, God damn, you know how many corners I got to scrape to pay for that? And I rethink the money I spent. Right, Doug?
Yes, sir.
When you're on your hands and knees scraping corners or scraping risers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or like sanding doors or paint. It's like you go, oh, shit. And you carpet cleaning dudes, y'all motherfuckers work for pennies.
Yeah, man.
Ain't no way I'd ever be a carpet cleaner. Not to knock you guys, but I never liked them because it was always, yeah, man, we're going to clean the bedroom for $25. And they show up and, man, they do whatever they can to get and I'm like, dude, man, you said $25? Clean the fucking carpet. Here's $25. And I'm
trying to raise that price, man.
Yeah.
Trying to upsell you.
and I'm like, man, I ain't ever want to do that shit. Never.
We didn't like when the husband was home.
Yeah, no, you don't. Actually, you guys would get over on me way before you did the wife. That's hard, man. Yeah, all of it. All right, anything before we get out of here? Honestly, I'm telling you, it's like between now and next Sunday, because we're between now and forever, man, that every penny that you spend, you need to write it down. But you like with Gabe, man, you need to start knowing what every project, what you're spending on material, down to to the T. And me and Anthony's had these conversations over and over again. Because he's like, God damn, man, these motherfuckers, I don't know how much, man, I'm in this material, and that material. And it's like, but you got to know those numbers, man. You can't think you know the numbers. You have to know the numbers.
But for us guys that don't
how much
use
the sandpaper costs, how much the finish costs, how much the rollers cost, how much the spray gun costs, how much all you need to know every freaking number.
I mean, we broke it down one year, whereas though everything was in per square foot. Like the traffic, for instance, was 33 cents per coat per square foot. The mega was 17 cents. The sandpaper was 7 cents. Everything was per square foot. It was broken down to. I mean, now everything's going up, and we haven't
that's
done
where it
it.
needs to be. And with you three guys is man, unless they would like I honestly, man, and this would be lost on Ryan and JB, but I'm telling you, man, the Loba Viva is a phenomenal finish. It's the best product on the market for the price.
How well does it hold up? Like the last couple Loba jobs I've done, the finish just does not hold up well.
And which Loba were you using?
I did easy finish and the AT.
Yeah, because we use the Viva, which is the lowest
one, yeah,
on the line. And that's and I've been back 3 years later, and the shit looks good.
How do you spell that, Brian?
LOBA.
Yeah.
And then Viva.
VIVA.
Yep. And then the next step up is their Loba is the easy finish.
The easy, yeah.
Right.
And then and you can almost apply that and not ever mess it up somehow.
That's why it's easy.
Yeah.
Do you use that, Doug?
I don't use Loba. I tried it a few times and it hasn't worked out for me.
And does Pro Coat have what's the price for Pro Coat?
I don't know. Pro Coat has some nice shit too, but I haven't. Paragon. They don't sell it in my area.
Yeah.
Paragon's the low end. It's like $70 a gallon.
Paragon.
Yeah, because Woodfloor Chuck will send that shit up there to you, Doug.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's what I use. Pro Coat. I find that's real. But I use the 2K product. It's called Aqua Pro. And that's
how much is the Aqua Pro? How much is the Aqua?
112 a gallon, something like that.
Okay, that's not
not bad. But the Loba Viva is like 60.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, you're doing it like your profit margins are crazy. I can't believe
you're using that $8 square foot.
Brian's good. Man.
Hey, that's because it works. Because it works.
I'm gonna try it.
All right, man.
I told Brian I want his exact system. Like I want to do it exactly like the Viva. The two guys could knock out 1,500 square feet in a day and a half. Like I need that.
But honestly, Gabe may be able to get away with it. I don't know, like because it's going to be different. You guys in Florida and the East Coast, you have the humidity to deal with, and I don't have that. I can coat a bedroom, and that should be dry in 30 minutes.
Wow.
And if I put a blower on it, it's I got to cut the fan off, or it'll be dry before I even get out of the room. Phoenix, Arizona's like that, Nevada's like that. We have no humidity.
Not here in North Carolina, man. It's
no, so you guys have
humidity.
So that part, there's a little bit of the difference, but there's no way I'd use oil-based finish in the way that shit takes so long.
Yeah, I don't use oil.
I don't know how those guys deal with that shit.
What do you use, Gabe?
We're using water-based finish. Today I put some shit on from Home Depot because I'm trying to fucking save money.
Yeah,
whatever it takes.
See, that's my problem. Like that's in the sales. In the sales part is like we use two like I'm trying to make my $6 because I'm competing against $2 guys. So if I'm using the same finish as the $2 guys, it's like why am I paying you $6?
Right, you gotta use a 2K or something. Yeah.
Well, because if I'm doing 2K or if I'm doing invisible, I'm charging them as if it's a stain job.
Gotcha.
So, all right, guys.
Right. How come, Ryan? Do you ever offer some wood floors, or you don't do that at all?
Who?
JB did a damn floor last year.
Hell yeah, that shit was fun.
He was sending me pictures, and I was walking him through it.
You guys don't sell that on your paint jobs, or
no? Florida have hardwood.
There's just not enough of them down here to do that. So
I see. Yes, sir.
And not only that, it's like And that's why when I'm telling you, when I work with contractors, first question, what's the 3 most things that brought in the most amount of profit? And that's where we're going to spend the money, because you're giving Google a lot of money to show up in front of people who are asking for that service. So when you start trying to spread it thin and do painting and flooring and roofing and plumbing and like these handyman jack of all trades and then you got to go buy a new tool to get this thing done, and now there ain't no profit in the job, and you're trying to figure it out. And some of these dudes are watching YouTube videos before they head to the person's home to try to learn how to do it. 100% no way to run a business. No way.
YouTube University.
I'm telling you, man. But like with the carpet repair, you could do blindfolded, so you could pay someone to do the hardwood flooring, because they're both flooring. And like the stucco that Ryan's hiring someone. It's like, no, man, why does he want to go and learn all the stucco and buy the equipment and spray the shit and do this? And like, just give the dude the money, let him do the stucco. Ryan can be inside painting or doing the exterior painting or whatever it is, or fishing on his boat.
I literally pulled $1,000 and I paid them 3 cash. I made more money than sub.
Damn.
On a church. No shit. Like, I mean, I made 2 times what the sub made.
Yeah.
And that's what made me change my mind 6 months ago. Like, hand in hand, money. So let's roll with this.
Hey, and Gabe, you said you got hurt and almost had to hire someone to do the work, right?
No, that's exactly why I started using subs, is because I was in a bad car accident. I broke my leg. I got a titanium rod in my femur, and I just had to sit down and figure out how the hell I'm going to make these bills meet, and you know, it just kind of all came together. And when I got healed, well, you know, I'm about 95% healed. I said, well, fuck, I'm not getting back on the truck, you know.
No.
Hey, David, and when you told me
too much work.
What is it?
Hey, Gabe, when you told me that story, what did I tell you about all the other contractors?
So many. You said there were so many that reached that point.
80, it's probably about 75 to 80% of the contractors who get away from the tool belt and stop doing the work and get into the office. It's probably 75 to 80% of them is because they got hurt.
Yeah.
And they had jobs already lined up. And what are they going to do? Give the deposit back? They still need money. They got to call someone up. They got to let the lead guy do it. They got to call a buddy that they know down the street going, hey, man, they're paying me this much. Can you do it for this much? I'm hurt. And unfortunately, they're forced into the office. And like Gabe, by the time they get healed, they're like, damn, wait a minute. This ain't as, you know, other people can do it. And the homeowner ends up being happy. But it's sad that it comes to that.
Yeah.
The money.
Yep. All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here. I'll be bugging you all week, man. I'll be bugging you all week. Post some shit in the Facebook group. That's our group only. Share some stuff. The good stories, the bad stories, all of it. As you're writing shit down, share it. Share it with us.
All right.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys.